Guys, we're here. Welcome to Planet B.O.B. Hey, Michelle.
Hey Denise, how you doing?
Hanging in there, same as you.
Exactly. Denise and I both have had quite a day.
Yeah, quite a week. Quite a week.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get this going here.
Okay, you're going to have to put it in messages because I can't do all that. And I got one hand.
Okay. Oh yeah, I can do that. That's
Okay.
no problem.
I only have one hand, guys, so apologize ahead of time.
You don't know, Denise. I'm gonna start calling her Gracie.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What were you doing exactly when you fell?
I was bringing hamburgers out the door of my camper, and I decided I'd do tricks. And off the steps I went and tried to break my fall and broke my wrist. So don't try this at home. Yes.
Oh my gosh, right?
So I'm in a cast for the next... Tomorrow will be a week I've had it on, so another 5 weeks. Joy of joys, let me tell you.
All right, I'm going to get some stuff here in the groups and in the message
Yep.
board.
We got some interest...
So how did you end up, did you choose the color of your cast?
Yes, I did.
The color of your cast?
It's orange. I chose the color, yes.
You did, okay.
Yeah.
Did she do that?
Yeah, I chose the orange.
Okay.
So...
It's like this really bright orange. I was like, well,
yeah.
who the heck
Well,
did
yeah.
she do that? Or
No, they said the toughest question of all is, what color do you want? I should have asked for purple, but I forgot. I like orange,
oh,
though.
yeah, purple would be cool,
Yeah,
too.
yeah. I don't know if they have it, though.
As long as you like it, you know, that's the main thing, right?
Yeah, we have to look at it, so yeah.
Oh, my gosh. So
Yeah.
what are we talking about tonight?
Oh, back to school. It's going to be interesting because it seems like every state is different.
Well, and some states have already gone back.
I know, yeah. It's weird. I know Indiana has, so...
Oh, and I know that a lot of the schools that have already gone back have already had to shut down.
Yeah, some of them.
Yeah, some of them because some of the students and teachers tested positive. Then there's also parents out there that knew their kids were positive and
Right.
sent them to school.
Yeah, that's on them. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy.
So do you think those parents should be brought up on charges?
Yeah, endangering. Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, like if they absolutely 100% knew,
Yes.
I mean,
Then yes.
you know,
Yeah.
like not just, oh, they had symptoms, but I mean, like if they absolutely 100% knew,
Then
and
yes.
they sent them, I think that, but it's so tough though, because a lot of these parents have been like pretty much just brought to their knees.
This is also true. But if they absolutely 100% knew, that's endangering other people.
That's true.
So,
That's
what do you
true.
do? Maybe a fine? Maybe a
Something.
fine?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't,
I'm not sure I would
really
agree.
endangered the lives of other people.
Exactly.
Not just like, you passed on the chicken pox or something. Remember we were kids, they had chicken pox
Yeah.
party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
People nowadays think that's just horrific. But people don't understand that's how you did things back then. There was no vaccines. There was nothing. The only thing the parents could rely on was their kids building up immunity.
Exactly. So, but in this case, in general, I don't think overall, okay, yeah, maybe they came down with it, but I don't think they were serious cases, okay, that with these schools. So, I think in Georgia, I think they shut down for like 3 days, gave it a good, super cleaning again, and then they went back, so.
But wasn't there like teachers and stuff too?
There was a camp in Georgia, the counselors and kids tested positive.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where the school was, though.
I don't know.
But here they're going back the 31st. Now, they're only going to have 2 days in school.
Yeah, see, that's how it is here, too. They're giving the parents basically the option, too. Like, they don't have to send their... Like, my grandkids are not going back. My son-in-law's going to be teaching them at home, and honestly, if I had that option as a parent, I think that's what the route I would go.
Yeah.
that doesn't make sense to me to go 2 days, risk your kids' health for 2 days where they're going to be in school wearing masks.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Like, they're not even going back to the school that they were at.
Oh, they would be here. So, I don't know. I guess we'll see how it works out.
But do you know what I mean? Like last year's school was recess and lunch and,
yeah.
and hanging out with your friends, and now school is not going to be that.
I know. I don't think that's good for the kids, though, either. What are you going to do with, third graders? Up to maybe, junior high, whatever, middle school. Okay, they don't really understand the social distancing thing.
Yeah.
They want to be able...
They do a little bit, because, kids are way smarter than people give them credit for.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt.
They do understand it, but I think it's just impulse issues with kids.
Oh, sure.
You know what
you want to hang with, you want to be with your friends you haven't seen since,
you're going to want
February.
To house and play around, and it's like,
sure.
It's not going to happen, and then they're going to be getting in trouble.
Uh-huh.
So, I don't know. But tonight I basically want to just talk about surviving, like, both ways of it.
Yeah.
The things that you might need that you should be thinking about. Besides, of course, the beloved school supply list.
Oh, yeah, you got to love that thing.
Every parent gets each year, So we have that going on. But this is my issue, too. It's like, there's people out there that can barely eat right now.
Right.
They're literally standing in lines to get food, and they're expecting them to do school supply lists.
Yeah.
And extra masks and what, but
Yeah.
Right now the lists are out at schools, but there are organizations that can help.
Oh, yes.
People need to look around their towns. There's always posters up everywhere to help you with school supplies, anything that you might need. There's a lot of people who donate to it for local schools, things like that. A lot of things that people are not thinking about right now is part of that school supply list is going to be masks.
Right.
You're going to need a few of them, and a lot of schools aren't allowing the masks to go home.
Why?
Well, they're afraid of cross-contamination.
Well, if they're their masks.
But the schools are thinking that they want like a cloth mask there. They can either wash them there, or the kids are going to have to bring in a box of masks, things like that. Different schools are requiring different things, and definitely people need to really look at those lists and call the schools. And it's such a crazy thing though, because it's like some schools are like, okay, we're going to go this day but only from this time to this time, and then you're going to go home, you're going to learn that. So it's like, I don't even know that parents are even going to do that, most of them.
Yeah, that's true.
I really don't. I don't see how they can at this point, because, a lot of these people have lost their jobs, and the ones who haven't, they need to work.
Right, exactly.
They can't leave their 6-year-old home alone, unfortunately, I think this is what's going to come back, because you remember back in the 70s and 80s, there was a lot of what they called latchkey kids.
Latchkey kids, yep. Very, very true.
And what they called the reason the latch, because the latch and the key, because, they had their own key to unlatch the door and be able to get inside, and, that was the premise of the name, but what it really meant was kids alone. Right,
exactly.
And I have a feeling this is what's going to come back to this.
It could well be. And
it sucks, but what choice are they giving people anymore?
Yeah, none, unfortunately. But I don't know. Should they stay closed, though? I don't think so.
I don't know. I am so torn on this whole business of this COVID, and I'm so sick of it. But
I know.
It's like I'm so torn, because I work, as you know, I work in the medical field, and I've seen both sides of this coin.
Right.
Like I've seen that we've had a few, like I think 3 or 4 workers at my work who tested positive that never had a single symptom, nothing. Then they went and got retested, and it was negative.
Huh.
Some of them did. So it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know, it's
So
crazy.
I just, but then I've also seen the horrific side of this, where I've seen people on ventilators
Yes.
and dying
Yeah. Yeah.
because they ignored. But see, this is a lot of thing too. Is with this, a lot of people are ignoring what's going on.
This is true.
And that's what ends them up on ventilators. A lot of the time it's not, oh, they got COVID, 2 days later they're on a ventilator. It's like usually they wait. You know what I mean? They have a cold, a flu, whatever they want to call it. They let it go for like a week, then they go get tested.
Yeah, hang on a second here. I'm losing you.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Okay, but,
there we go.
Back to the subject of the schools. Now, at home, what people don't realize also, if you're going to do this education thing at home, you cannot just hand your kid a laptop and set them on the couch.
No.
They need a designated area. They need a desk. They need a table. They need somewhere that's their area for their school. Right now, I think it's Walmart that's selling like these little, they're cute little wooden desks for like $25.
Yeah, there you
There's
go.
Little cubbies for their stuff.
Yeah.
There's actual, and that, and I understand that everybody, right now with the situations going on, even though like for me it doesn't sound like much, but to somebody who has nothing, $25 is a lot. But there's things you can do. You can set up just a section of a table at home for little kids. You can use like an end table, you know what I mean? How they're a little higher up, you can put them a little chair there, and they can have their own little spot. You can set up milk crates. There's so many things that you remember the milk crate desks. Like
yeah. Also, they're saying no pajamas. They better be dressed online. So they don't want to see the kids online in pajamas.
Yeah, well...
Or they should get in the routine.
Well, yeah, I agree with that to a certain extent, but they don't want to see kids online in pajamas. Oh, freaking well.
Yeah.
You want them at home. You want them learning at home.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I agree, but apparently somebody does, so...
I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, who cares?
Yeah.
And how do you know what those kids are wearing? You know what I mean? They could be having footy pajamas on with just a regular top over it.
That's right. I think it's stupid.
To me, at the moment, that's like the least of the problems.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I agree. But that's what they're saying. So.
Yeah, and I understand that they want kids to stay in the routine of, okay, you're going to get up, you're going to get dressed for school, you're going to have your breakfast first, you're going to do this, and I do understand that. Other things at home, you really need to make sure that, like the kids, they have a lunch. They have some, even if it's just a damn sandwich in a paper bag.
Yeah.
With a juice box or just a cup of juice somewhere, that they have something that's available to them,
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
And it's so easy right now, and it is, to just throw some SpaghettiOs at your kids.
Yeah.
I can totally get that,
Yeah. Yes.
So, yeah, and people are like, oh, it's easy for you to say, but I mean, come on. Honestly, you can get a bag of baby carrots for what, like $1.90?
Right.
You're not, and I do get this, because people are like, oh, it's so hard to eat healthy, and it is, because like if you even look, I was looking the other day at, I think it was like lunch meat or something, and there was like the crap lunch meat, like the chopped ham or whatever.
Oh yeah.
It was like like $1.19, but then you went over here and there was like these healthy slices of whatever, and it was $3.98.
Yeah. The healthy stuff is really more expensive.
And there's really no reason for it.
No, just because
it's just thinner slices.
Right. Exactly.
So, So I do get where people are coming from, but if you stay with what they call the walls, if you stay along the walls of a grocery store, you buy eggs, you buy milk, you buy, the vegetables, the core vegetables, don't get into some fancy weird stuff that's like $4.99 a pound.
Yeah, exactly.
Stick to the basics, the celery, the carrots, the tomatoes, whatever. You can actually make a decent, healthy lunch for you and your family, every day.
Absolutely.
It's possible. And I know people are reaching, but if you feed your kids this junk, this crap every day, they're going to end up with health problems.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, that's just, that's just common sense.
No, I agree. Totally, yes. And I don't get why, celery and carrots are more expensive than a donut. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is. But like celery itself, you can get a bunch. I mean, what is it, like $1.29, $1.89, whatever it is, So if you stick to like core vegetables, usually you can get some good deals, and you can make it last, whether you cut it up, whatever you have to do. And people, I know there's a lot of old survivalists going, what the hell does this have to do with survival? This is modern survival. This is what we're dealing with right now. This is the today. This isn't the volcano that might erupt in 40 billion years.
Yeah. This is now. This is
on now. This is what people need to survive now. So
absolutely. I mean, you can't just toss this part aside. You can't do that. The kids are trying to survive also.
Exactly. So. And there's a lot of, and I do not agree with making the kids wear masks on the screens when they're in their own home.
No, I don't.
There is a lot of them that are trying that, and I think that's crap.
I think so, too. What's the point?
You're in your house,
Yep. Yep, I agree with that. I don't know. Some of these schools, I don't know what the hell they're thinking, to be honest, but I just don't know.
So right now, like just where I am here, this district, they're doing what they're calling, I think it's the same thing there, where it's like they want them to come to school for a few days for like certain programs, like band, whatever,
Yeah.
And then they want them to do core learning at home, which is fine and everything, but it's like I said, most parents can't do that.
No.
They can't get on this flex schedule themselves.
Right. No, they can't. I agree.
And this goes way deeper. I mean, like what was it, a few months ago, the president was saying, I want the schools open or you're going to lose your funding.
Yeah.
And that was a crap freaking dick move. I'm sorry. I'm going to just flat out say it. That was just a dick move, and that was a crappy thing to say, because in the same breath, he left the laws of this COVID crap up to each state and their governor and things like that. So now you have this president going, open up the schools or you're going to lose your funding. So then now they're going, okay, now we got to open the schools. But then now the governors are going, well, now we're mandating masks and we're doing this and we're having curfews and all this stuff. And it's like, so now you've got these schools that are just going crazy trying to figure out how to do this.
I'm so on the fence about it, because I'm just on the fence about the whole thing. On one hand, yes, the kids are suffering because they are not in school. Absolutely.
Yes, they don't have that way of, and that's basically how you prepare them to leave the nest.
Exactly.
A lot of people that's the only tools they have.
Yeah, and the parents at work, etc. Going back to that. Okay, yeah, the kids need their school. Period. Okay, yes. They are the ones suffering through this. By being home and.
But you can't.
But on the other hand,
behind their back.
But on the other hand, yeah, there's both sides. I just don't know which is going to work. Now look at South Dakota; they're fine.
Yeah. And they've never once had any kind of mandate.
Nope.
At all.
No, they left it up to the people.
Then there's also the flip side of that coin. They have the most land and the least people.
Yeah. But there's 80% of the people are back to work. They declined the unemployment benefits. They don't need it. So I don't know, you know?
But then you have the tribes of South Dakota that are threatening to stop people in traffic because they don't want, because they're having COVID in their reservation. So it's like, what do you?
It's a catch-22 with this. It really is.
Yeah, I think that's how they're playing this out. It almost seems like a diversionary tactic to me. That's just what it seems like. But I just don't like how they did this whole back-to-school business because, like I said, you have this president who put the power of the restrictions up to the governors, but then basically said, well, you're going to open your schools or you're losing your funding.
Well,
how is that even fair or right?
No, I don't think they would. I think he was just emphasizing, I can speak, the fact that kids need to go to school.
And I totally agree with that, but then at the same time, he left the decisions for the restrictions up to the governors. So he kept his hands clean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, okay, each governor can do their own thing, but hey, we have to have these open. So now you have these educators that are like just pulling their hair out. They're freaking the hell out because they have to decide, okay, well now our state has these restrictions, but then our federal government's saying we're going to lose money if we don't open up, so now they have to figure out things, and then that puts a lot of stress on parents.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And the kids.
I agree. I agree with that. But like I said again, it's a catch-22 with this. It really is. Nothing is going to be perfect. There's no doubt about that.
No.
You know, but the 2 in school, 3 out, maybe that'll help, and maybe they'll up that. Maybe at halfway.
I don't know. But like I said, what school are they going back to?
Right.
Are they going to a school where they're going to be sitting 6 feet apart?
Yeah.
Wearing masks?
Yeah.
Not being allowed to eat together? Not being allowed to play together?
Yeah.
So is that the school they're going back to? Is it worth it to go back for that? I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be up to each parent to decide that, I guess.
Now there is something interesting going on right now in America that I thought was quite. Like I said, I found it interesting. And I found it genius. Actually, there are some parents who are deciding just to homeschool their kids, not even dealing with this whole going online crap. They've decided they're going to just plain homeschool their kids, and they have like these little secret society type clubs.
They're
meeting up to play at the park for recess, and they're doing like adventure walks and things like that. They're having these Facebook groups, and that's what they're doing.
Yep, or they're going to those online schools like K through 12, and they do the same thing. They do that, which is great.
Yeah. And they're even doing like their own little football things, their soccer things, and you know. And then other people are like, "Well, aren't you afraid of your kids getting sick?" And okay, this is something now. A lot of people don't, you know, they of course wouldn't know this, but I got thrown in Facebook jail the other day.
Yeah, I know. I was like
24-hour hold. Yeah. You know, they basically, somebody reported me, and it was really sad. It was somebody on my friends list because I posted it on my page.
Oh.
So it had to be one of my friends that did it, or they're watching me, one of the two. But, which is possible, too.
Yeah, we know this.
Basically, what the post was about was, like, people's just craziness that's going on right now.
Yeah.
Because, they're you know, people, there's a virus. You know how many viruses are floating around at the moment?
Yes.
That also kill people?
Yes.
That have been floating around for years?
Yep.
You know, and I'm not saying to not take this seriously, but I am saying, like, H1N1, if they would have put out the numbers for H1N1, like posted every single time somebody died, or every single time somebody got sick, or if they would have done that with that, nobody would have left their sheets. You know what I mean? They've never left their bedroom, more or less their house. So I'm just saying that for some reason this is being very much wildly, presented to the public. I'm trying to find the right words here because I don't want to use like conspiracy or none of that, because I don't think it's that. I think it's like a it's like a diversionary thing. To me, that's just what I'm saying. It's my opinion, nobody else's. I mean, I know you agree.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to me. So, like, these people are doing this, and it's like all these people are protesting. They're not getting COVID.
No.
Like you said, South Dakota's doing. So there's what is going on that we're not seeing?
It's a lot of it's political. There's no doubt. So, which we don't get into. So.
No, I'm definitely not getting into politics. No. I try not to.
But a lot of it is political. So.
Well, it is, because they're like I said, you've got federal level and you've got state level.
Right.
Of what's going on. The federal level's going, okay, well, we're doing this, and this, and you're going to do this, but hey, by the way, it's your decision.
Right.
So then the governors, they see, like, COVID rising in their states, they're like, okay, we have to do something. So they're like, okay, we're going to mandate masks. We're going to do this.
Right.
And all these things, so then you've got that going on, and then the federal government going, this is ridiculous, this has to be done, but then the states are now mandating masks.
Well, it depends what state. Well, yeah, I think every state has now mandated masks at this point.
Do they, every one of them?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Most, but, again, like, these, you say no shoes, no shirt, no service. Now you're saying no shirt, no shoes, no mask, no service. Same difference.
Yeah.
So
but then a lot of stores are just now seeing, this is where I'm also like having issues, is like they're saying, wear a mask, do this, because you can get other people sick. Okay, so, everybody knows this, the mask does not protect you from other people. I mean, it has some certain, like if somebody like splashes their snot in your face, a lot of it's going to go on your mask before it's going to hit you.
You're right.
For the most part, the microbes in the air, it is not protecting you. The mask is designed to protect other people from you in case you sneeze. But a lot of these stores are letting people in without masks because they don't want the confrontation.
Some are, yeah.
So basically, me wearing a mask, and I'm going to just say Walmart, okay? Me wearing a mask in Walmart, because I've seen this several times in Walmart, they just let them go. They're not confronting them, they're not telling them they can't come in, they just let them in. So it's like, I'm wearing a mask, and they're letting this person in that could possibly have COVID without a mask because they don't want the confrontation. Well, then that just makes my mask null and void.
Yeah.
I might as well not even wear it.
Yeah, that's very true. A lot of them are sticking to their guns, though, so I don't, I've seen that part of it, too.
And then you got these looters out there. Have you seen this crazy stuff going on? They're just looting stores, just doing it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
They're just breaking these stores just to steal stuff. So
yeah. I know, it's insane.
And this is modern survival. I have a friend whose neighborhood was on lockdown recently.
Oh, my God.
Because of this, and she had to get to work because she's a nurse. She's a baby nurse at that.
Oh, my God.
So it's like the cops had to escort her out of the neighborhood just so she could freaking go to work. Because these looters are out just doing it to do it.
Well, that's a whole new other subject, so we're not going to get into that.
Well, no, I'm not getting into that, but I'm just saying, but this is another part of survival.
Absolutely it is.
You have to think about that you need to be able to prepare yourself for what is going on out there.
Oh, definitely.
There is so much more besides masks and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Back to school, anyways.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about your Facebook jail. Why you ended up in
Facebook jail.
I'd have bailed you out.
But we do talk about the conspiracy side of what what things are here. So I mean, But anyways, back to school.
Yeah.
At home, you need to make sure that your kids have the supplies they need. The
absolutely.
pencils, the crayons, the markers, whatever it is that the school requires. And again, if you cannot afford it, there are organizations in your neighborhoods that will help.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
They're advertised all over town. I see them here everywhere. What do you think about libraries being open right now?
Why not? Stores are open.
Okay. Well, this was a controversy, actually locally here, where people were saying that you can't clean the books, which is true.
Okay. You can't.
They're like, plastic cover or whatever.
Okay, wait. Before you go on, let's compare that to, okay, you can't wipe down every piece of grocery items in a grocery store either.
This is true, but food is a necessity.
I'm sorry.
This is what the argument was the other day with these people. That food is a necessity, but library books are not. And we don't know who's checking out the library books, and now we have some homeless people hanging out in the libraries again, which they did before.
Right.
But now they're hanging out in there, and and people are saying they don't want their kids going in the library with all the, but they didn't mind it before. So.
Exactly. Yeah, kind of.
You know what I mean? It's like I'm so flip-flopped on that, too, because I get what they're saying. But, like, a lot of times these kids, they don't have anywhere to go during the day other than, being at home. I don't know. They have the parks open here.
Yeah.
As long as the kids are wearing a mask. And, they try to do some social distancing. And some parents are having an issue with that.
Well, don't take them then.
I just feel like right now, I think people are just going to take issue with everything because they've been super paranoid.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you're going to go that route, it's like, oh my gosh, well, don't go out if you live in an apartment, don't go out of your apartment building, you don't touch the walls, don't touch the doors,
don't touch anything.
It comes back to personal safety.
Right.
Wash your hands. That is like mask, no mask. The hands are like the biggest issue of anything.
Okay, so, they don't want them going to the library, they don't know who touched them. Okay, who checks out your groceries?
Exactly.
She touches everything you have, and you take it home.
And even if you do self-checkout, you're touching
the keypads.
You're touching things everything that everybody else has touched. So
that makes no sense whatsoever.
No, it doesn't.
No.
I mean,
if you can have stores and things open the libraries.
I think, I mean, I don't want to see the kids mixing it up at Chuck E. Cheese.
But,
but even there, if you think about it, as long as they keep them out of, like, ball pits or whatever they have now, why couldn't they just go and play the games as long as they kept their hands clean?
I don't see an issue with the libraries. That's just, they go so overboard with some of this crap. It drives me crazy. I think it's just like super paranoia leads to super paranoia. And I know, believe me, I have jumped down that rabbit hole. I see, like, I'm one of those people like, oh God, there's spores in the air, don't touch me, don't look at me. Dude, you're like 5 feet, you better back it up a foot, Yeah.
And I've been there. When this first started, I was like, oh my God, I was just paranoid beyond belief. And now I'm just more like, all right, go to the store when I get out, alcohol in my hands,
Yeah, right. Well, at the beginning, I got it early, when I had it. And,
you did.
And after that, I was leery because I'm like, damn, we just went to McDonald's, never mind going anywhere else. So
people are freaking out about, well, you can get this again. Well, yeah, just like any other virus.
So, but now I'm like, whatever. I'm good. It's just I'm okay with the mask. It doesn't bother me.
I work with 8 to 12 hours a day. It's like whatever.
Excuse me. Exactly. Same. So, but it doesn't bother me. So I have to wear a mask. So what? Big deal.
Yeah, but like I said, hands are the main things.
Oh, yes.
People need to keep their hands clean. That is like the biggest deal of all the biggest deals of every deal.
Oh yeah, and that should go with you know what the sad part of this is that we should have been doing this with the flu, washing your hands. You know, this you should be doing this. Period. You shouldn't have to be told you have to wash your hands.
I will tell you this, okay, like I almost got even with the dang flu shot, I got some form of a flu.
Yeah.
Every year. Now, last year I did not, but you know what the difference was last year between all the other years? I wore, you know those little stretchy cloth gloves that like 99 cents? I wore those everywhere I went.
Yeah, because it's on the carts, it's on the stuff, same thing as this.
Yeah, people are like, oh, cross-contaminated, but these were like a cloth, they kind of absorbed a little, but they didn't get on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I wore those everywhere I went.
There you go.
To stores, to gas stations, everywhere. I had those on.
Oh.
And I did not get sick once.
There you go.
I was there with the flu.
There you go. It's just common sense. I mean, think about it.
Exactly. Your hands are everything. Whether you realize you do it or not, you rub your eyes.
Oh, yes.
You rub the corners. You get stuff off the corners of your mouth.
Oh, yes.
You get your nose. You scratch your face.
Yeah.
You rub your eyes when you first wake up. I mean,
it's just automatic. You just do it.
Exactly. I mean, and you know, I've had people, or if I do all that and I still get sick, oh, well, Chicken Little, what if the sky falls?
Yeah. Okay, I like that. Okay, Chicken Little.
Yeah. You can live in a bubble or you can't. That's, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sorry. And that was becoming a problem with kids because the parents were more or less, don't get dirty, don't touch this, don't do this, hand sanitizer constantly, which we now know is not the right way to do it. But, you know, they were keeping their kids in a bubble. Don't go out. Don't you get dirty.
Like I said, I totally get this because at the beginning of this stuff, like when you first got this, that freaked me out.
Yeah.
You can ask people that I work with. I was making the bleach solution so strong, and I was bleaching the crap out of everything. Like their eyes were burning.
Yeah.
They came in the morning, like,
oh yeah, I was too. I was
flipping. But then I started thinking about, like, all these years, what have they been telling people?
Yeah.
Do not do this to your homes.
Right.
Do not antibacterial everything. Do not do this. Do not do that. Because you're making super bugs.
Yep.
But during this pandemic, they're like, bleach the hell out of everything.
Yeah, exactly. I was doing it. Then I went to the wipes. I wiped down the door handles. I'm not a fanatic about it now. You know, before it was spray this, wipe the, you know. No, I'll go around and, you know, twice a day I'll do the doorknobs, faucets, whatever. But, you know, you kind of get a perspective now on it more than we had.
Well, I think it's just a balance. Like, you know, I understand on some people it has made them sicker than other people.
Yeah, yes.
You know, that they've gotten serious, you know, really serious problems. You know, and I might be one of those people when I get it. You know,
I hope you don't.
God knows, you know, but I'm not going to. All right, I'm not going to live a life that is not worth living. There
you go. Absolutely, totally agree, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I know exactly.
I'm not going to live in a world without my family. I'm not going to live in a world. What is the point of surviving if you can't live?
There you go. Absolutely true.
Of course, take precautions. Use common sense. Wash your hands. Wear the stupid mask if they ask you to wear it. It's their store. They have that right. Just put it on. Be good one, you know?
Yeah.
Good with like my work. They require it, so I wear it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like it, but I'll wear it.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Exactly. That's how I feel about it.
And it's no different with your kids. It's like, teach them common sense. Keep your hands clean. You know, wear the mask if they have to. If that's what they have to do to go to school, get them the mask.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't like it. I don't. I'm going to be honest. And then you have these people that are like, if everybody refuses to do it, well, that's true. If everybody refuses to do it, what are they going to do about it?
Yeah, true.
Nothing.
No.
But you have to ask yourself do some research and do your homework and ask yourself, is it worth it to not wear it? Because some people are looking at it as a kick to their groin, and other people are looking at it as the freedom to protect themselves.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People are seeing it as they're getting their freedoms taken away, and other people are seeing it as freedom to protect themselves.
Right. Well, it's like you said it before. We never used to have to wear seatbelts. We do now. We never had to have insurance, way back. We do now. It's
There's so many regulations of things that we never had before. But and people like all of a sudden mask. It's like,
oh my God, yeah. It's like, really, this is what you're worried about? You have nothing else to worry about but a mask. Wow.
Oh,
I'm sure there's something else out there you have to worry about other than wearing a mask. Honestly.
And I've seen these celebrities on TV. Well, people would just wear the damn mask. I wouldn't be sick. Well, maybe if you had washed your freaking hands, you wouldn't be sick.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. There you go. It just gets so blown out of proportion. It's ridiculous.
Self-responsibility right now is pretty much what is on the table to me.
Yeah.
Self-responsibility and the fact that these stores are going with state regulations. They aren't doing anything to you.
No.
No store has set out going, we're going to make our customers wear a mask.
Oh, yeah, they're plotting.
They don't want to come to our store.
Yeah, they're plotting, yes. They're plotting in the back room, yeah.
They're going by state standards. That's what they're doing. They're going by what people are telling them. So,
well, what happened, remember I told you about Putin Bay, the island that, some couple people, I think 2 had died from partying over there. One of the well, they tested everybody that one weekend, and then now they lost their license for 20 days for not following it and causing so many people to be sick.
Well, now they're trying to. There's some lawyers out there that are trying to make it so people get it for attempted murder if they don't wear a mask.
I don't think that's right. I'm sorry.
But if you think about it, okay, let's like you have it, you pass it on to somebody who ends up dying from it because you weren't wearing a mask. Are you responsible?
It's a good question.
That kind of goes back to the whole thing of like when that whack job was running around in the 80s biting people who had AIDS.
Yeah. That whack job, yeah, absolutely. Well, they were having quarantine parties to get it. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that makes no sense, but okay.
But did it make sense when we were younger for our parents to have chickenpox parties?
Yeah, no.
But they did it back then, and it made perfect sense to them. It's like, get the chickenpox so you get an immunity to it.
Yeah.
But then people do it nowadays. It's like, oh, they're freaking crazy. Well, guess what? So were we. When my kids were little, one of my kids got the chickenpox, and I made sure the other kid played with her, so that way she got it too. So that way
you were done with it.
But that was before the whole chickenpox vaccine or whatever.
Right.
But they got through it just fine.
Oh yeah.
But guess what? There was a couple thousand kids that year that didn't make it just fine, and they died from it.
Yeah.
So, it was one of those things. It was dangerous, and it was irresponsible for me to do that. But I did it anyways, and so did, thousands of other people.
Oh, yeah, thousands.
I remember my mom did it to me. She found out some neighborhood kid had chicken pox and made me go play at his house.
Oh, we had no choice. I mean, there were 3 of us, so we all got it. There was no doubt.
Well, like my girls, I could have separated them. One had it, the other one didn't. I could have kept the other one in like a little quarantine. Say, nope, I'm like, go play with your sister.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah. But have you died? No. Yeah.
But that's what we were taught back then, and I think a lot of this, and then people now are having these quarantine parties to try to give it to each other. And people are like, they're freaking nuts. But then there's other doctors going, well, hey, you got to form an immunity to it. This is how it happens. So it's like there's so many like chaotic things that go on in your head right now with this virus. It makes you want to scream.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, they lost their license for 20 days.
Yeah.
For, not social distancing as they were.
Well, and that's like stores. A lot of stores, people don't realize, like in some states where the masks and stuff are mandated, if the stores get caught with people without masks in their stores, they get fined.
Yes, this is, don't have you're going to bankrupt your stores if you don't do this, because they'll be paying fines. So, yeah, don't do that. I mean, if you, especially, one of your neighborhood stores or whatever, you want to put them out of business? I don't think that's real smart, but what do I know? What do I know? I have no clue.
Well, that's like I said, we're not voicing concerns that nobody else is, because everybody else is thinking, I mean, we're not, really offering a solution. It's just hashing it out. So there's really, I mean, there is no right answer here at this point.
No. They know, it's the fact that they don't know so much about this, because the damn thing keeps mutating. It's hard to get a handle on it. So, I don't know.
So, basically right now, just make the only thing I can suggest to people for like a survival thing, make your kids as comfortable as possible.
Yeah.
Don't freak them out. Don't, don't make them feel like they're a burden on you because they have to be home. It's not their fault.
No, absolutely not. No.
Try to give your kids a space for school in the house. That way it's not invading their personal space, because you need that separation for them. Even if it's just a little cubby in the corner with a homemade desk made out of crates and a board.
It's true. That's very true. That's a great point.
They need to have just a space for their school stuff, and then have their personal stuff separate. That way they feel like they have a separate life from that.
Right.
Like they did before.
Exactly.
And survival modes for going to school. Like I said, make sure you read the school's guidelines and what you need to do. Make sure you have the extra mask. Your e-kits at home, too. This was another thing that you need to update your e-kits, because if something happens, like a natural disaster, and you need to go to, one of the city shelters or whatever, they are going to require you to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Before you even enter there.
So there you go. They better have those on hand now.
Make sure you have that and hand sanitizer, because they may not, people just assume the government's going to provide this for us. No, they're not.
No.
Right back to the tales of FEMA.
Yeah.
Yes. FEMA who?
Exactly.
What's gonna happen? You're gonna get to a shelter. They're gonna be like, "Where's your mask?" They're gonna tell you can't come in.
Right.
Or let's say they have a mask, but you get in there and it's like all of a sudden you go to use the hand sanitizer. There ain't none there. Bring your own stuff. Rely on yourself. Stop. Do not think that the cities and the governments of your state are going to take care of you, or on any federal level.
Exactly. So true. Yes. You're right on that point.
Each one of your family members has a mask, and each one has their own little backpack with a little first aid kit and some food and a little comfort something, whether it be a book or a teddy bear or whatever, whatever brings them comfort. But make sure they have that in the e-kits, because I am telling you.
Yeah, that's a good point, too.
Because I've seen it in doctor's offices already. You go to the doctor's office, they'll be like, you have to wear a mask, and you look, and their little mask deal is empty.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we're out, but you have to have a mask on.
Oh, yeah. I had to when I went to the emergency room with this, and
Speaking of emergency room, Evan, we're thinking about you.
Yes, we are. I hope you feel better. Hope you feel better. That's horrible.
So yeah, and well, it was his doctor's office, and there's no mask, so it's like, have your own. We have our own. We have cloth masks,
Yeah.
It sucks, but it's true. And you think about a doctor's office in general. I'm sure people just walk in there and grab like 2 or 3 of them and walk out.
Well, I had to, when I fell out the door, okay, I had to call my ex to come down because I had Dakota with me. Her and I went down to the camper, so I had to call him. And he goes, you're going to the emergency room. I had to go by myself because Dakota was not allowed in there whatsoever.
Yeah.
And that was so sad because she didn't understand that. And she's like,
that's something that people need to be prepared for.
Yes. They cannot go back with you. You may have one person, but if there's a child there, your son or daughter or granddaughter, whatever, they cannot go back under any circumstances. So keep that in mind. And she's like, and she was so funny because she's like, what are they doing to my grandma in there?
Aww.
She was so adorable.
Well, even like at the hospital here, people are allowed one visitor a
Yes.
day. You cannot have okay, well, this is a visitor. No, it's like one visitor.
Yeah.
That visitor is the only visitor there that day. Period. Like I couldn't leave and somebody else go visit him.
Right.
It's not one visitor at a time. It's one visitor. Period.
Yeah. So and that really sucks. It does. It was I was back there by myself and. It was not good. Not good. But,
yes,
I mean,
that's
they were good.
Something else, like I said, modern survival. These are things you need to think about and be prepared for.
Yeah.
Yep. So, think about that. Doctor's offices, hospitals, anywhere you go. Like, even like some of the DMVs that's open for the driver's license and whatnot, they will not let you bring somebody with you.
No.
If you go to the DMV, do not try to bring your children. I'm not saying every state, because I know people are like, well, my state don't do that. But most states, that's how it's going right now.
Yeah.
They will not let you bring even a baby with you back there. They'll be like, come back another day without your child.
Yeah, okay. Well, let me just leave her outside. That's all right.
Yeah, we'll just put her in the trunk here.
Yeah, she'll be all right. Yeah.
But no, that's what they're telling you.
Yeah.
They will tell you, just do not come in with children.
Yep.
And if you have to have your kids there, then come back another day.
And I don't understand that with the kids. Why they're acting like they're typhoid Marys or something.
I know. Well, remember when the lockdown first happened? I don't like calling it a lockdown.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? When it was like, stay at home is better or whatever when they were doing, which is basically a lockdown. A lot of stores were saying, don't bring your children. It's like, what about a single parent who doesn't have somebody?
Yeah, I don't get that.
What are they supposed to do with their children that, come on.
Why don't they want the kids there?
All right, if that's the case and you're that paranoid, that they have a senior hour, then why not have an hour where, the people with kids can come?
That's a good idea. I don't understand this fear with the kids. I really don't.
Well, I think what it is children spread germs because they touch each other and whatever, and some kids are vulnerable to this disease.
This is, I understand. So are adults as far as that goes.
Yeah.
I mean, but
it doesn't seem to have like a preference anymore. It used to be, if you're like 70, you're going to die. But now it's like, if you're...
any age.
You're going to die. If you're 17, now it's attacking young people. And every day it changes. So
it's for everybody, okay?
Yeah.
I think kids are more resilient as far as that goes. I think I've only heard of...
maybe they think they're going to lick the cart or something. I don't know.
I don't get it, because they have to wear a mask in Walmart over the age of 5?
5.
Yeah, 5. So, I mean... I just don't understand this fear. It affects everybody. Get over it. What are your kids going to do? Run up to a stranger and, touch them? I don't, no.
I mean, now they're a little more lenient with it than they, were before. But remember when it first started?
Yes.
They were like, oh God, only one person from your household, 2 people can't go together.
It's like, I never understood that. But what do I know? Again.
The sky's coming down.
What do I know, right? I just don't understand it because
I have to ask you, do you follow the arrows at Walmart?
I try to. I do. I do. Because you know what? It keeps traffic down. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, it's so funny because when I just needed one thing one day, and I went down the aisle the wrong way, and there's always, I don't care which store you go to, it could be any state, there's always that one old lady who's probably like 70s, 80s, with short hair, who's giving you the stern look because
Yeah, this is true because I've done it. You know, I go in for two things. Yeah, get over it. And they're looking at you like you broke the law.
Yeah, they'll be looking at you and they're looking at the arrow, and then they look at you and look at the arrow again. It's like, look, I know I'm going the wrong way. Just stop.
Like you're breaking a law. Yeah,
Not
it's crazy.
me mugging me, all right?
Yeah. We're going to have shoppers rage here pretty soon. Or like road rage.
I don't, whatever.
It's silly.
I mean, if I'm going for like big shopping where I have to go down each aisle, I'll try to go the right direction. But if I'm only going if there's just if I just need paper towels.
Oh yeah.
I am not walking all the way down that aisle, coming up there just to get the pad. No, I'm walking down that aisle, grabbing my paper towels, and going.
Yeah, there you go. I've done it. I mean, I've done it. But when I have to get a bunch of stuff, then I try. Doesn't always work, but
have you seen that video of that lady? She's so hilarious. She's like, I'm doing something very naughty today. She has a camera pointed down with the arrow. She's like, I'm going to go down the wrong way. She's like, she filmed herself going down the wrong way.
Yeah, it's great. It's just, I don't know, it just cracks me up sometimes.
But I just found it funny that, it's like every time I've done it, there's always this elderly woman just mean mugging me for going down the wrong way.
I think they're plants, I really do.
Yeah.
What are you going to do, report me? Yeah, go ahead.
It's like GG judging.
Yeah, you're right, though. There always seems to be that one. I don't know. I think they plant them there myself, but what do I know? Oh, God. So, please update your e-kits. Absolutely. That's that's something I didn't think of.
And have them in your car. Don't just, have something ready in your house to go. Have something ready in your car. Just, you never know.
Yeah.
You could end up in some kind of tragedy in your car, and you'd be somewhere. So have some stuff in your car ready for you and your kids.
Yes, absolutely. I always have extra masks and wipes in the car now, so all that good stuff.
A really good thing. So what else were we going to touch on today?
Canning.
Oh yes, a lot of people right now. I don't know if you've noticed, the canning jars have gone up
of course they have.
Triple. Of course they're going to take advantage.
Yes, of course.
But there's another way that people don't realize. I mean, not everybody has that kind of room, but you can use the freezer bags. I mean, you think about it, I've heard people go, oh, you can't. Well, of course you can. You buy frozen berries and vegetables right in the freezer section, don't you? Well, obviously there's a way. You can. There's so many YouTube tutorials.
That's it.
On YouTube, you can go there. You can find things. You can get what you need because the cans are so expensive.
They're ridiculous.
I'm not big on plastic, but you get you some peaches, you blanch them.
You blanch it.
Boiling them for a minute, putting them in some ice water, and throw them in the freezer. You can slice them too. You can peel them and slice them, and you can even freeze and just plain water. A lot of people don't know this.
Yeah.
If you get distilled water, you can put the peaches in after the blanching, put water in the freezer bag, and then seal them up, take the, how you just take the air out with a straw or whatever. They also have those vacuum ones now.
Yeah.
And you can just put it flat in your freezer.
Yeah.
So you can stack things, and you can make chilies like that, and a lot of this stuff is for good.
Oh, I do that with sweet corn.
Or 18 months, something like that.
I use that for sweet corn. Absolutely. Yeah, I do that.
You do corn. The only things that don't really freeze well are cucumbers.
Yeah.
Things that already have watermelon have
and this is nothing new. when I was younger, I played a lot of softball, okay? And my grandfather used to come down to where I was playing, and it was great because you're hot and sweaty and dirty.
Yeah.
And he'd have a bag full of grapes and watermelon. He froze it.
Yeah.
And it was so good because it's cold.
Yeah, they're talking about for like long-term storage. You know, like watermelon doesn't hold very because once you try to, it gets watery. But like, for summer snacks,
grapes is awesome.
Grape, yeah.
It's like little ice cubes. They're great.
But like any vegetables, green peppers. Like if you can get a really good deal on some green peppers, dice up those suckers, blanch them, and freeze them.
Yeah, exactly.
You can do it just a bit, and like apples, if you want to slice them, you just put some the ascorbic acid, the vitamin C in there. That'll keep them from browning, and they'll freeze well.
Absolutely. My grandfather, he froze everything. But the grapes and stuff, the fruit was awesome on a hot summer day like that.
If you're, and you can freeze soups like that with the freezer bag, you seal them up good, and then you put them flat in the freezer, and then you can stack them. Yeah. And then once they're frozen, they can go upright, like almost like a book, like books or something.
There you go. Yeah. That's so true. Very true.
So people that are like, I don't have the room in my house, or I don't know how, because canning is a long process.
Yes.
Where you got to heat up the cans and do or the jars and this, that, and I get that.
And you got to wait till they pop.
But you can freeze them, and what's really great about those freezer bags too is you can just drop those in boiling water. Yeah. And they'll heat up right there, and you can just pour them right out of the bag.
Yep, absolutely.
And people are like, oh, BPA, they don't, you don't have to worry about that anymore.
No, stop it. Yeah, but I use that a lot for corn. I did can tomatoes a couple times. Oh my God! You know what? I'll never do that again. It was good to have them, but I'll tell you what, that's a lot of work.
The process, and like the freezer bags are just so much easier.
Oh yes.
And like I said, the price of these canning jars has almost tripled.
Yeah, what a surprise.
I'm sorry that it's price gouging, and that's a dick move on these people's part.
So what else is new? That's like groceries, period, anymore.
Gotcha. Well, and somebody had brought up the other day, it was pretty funny. I mean, you remember like other countries that like went under. I don't know if you ever seen them where they had like shopping carts full of cash for like a pack of gum.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's why they want us to go cashless, because they don't want us to see that it's going to cost us $25 for a Hershey's bar.
Ain't that the truth? What was I going to say? Oh, what is with this? Now there's a pepperoni shortage. Are you freaking kidding me?
I heard something about that. I really haven't had time to delve into that.
I haven't either. I saw it. I think it was yesterday I saw it. I haven't checked it out. But supposedly there's a pepperoni shortage. So now you're going to be paying more for a pepperoni pizza.
Yeah, it just seems to me like there's just more and more added on, so they can keep raising the prices and not raising the minimum wage and not raising anything.
Exactly. So. I buy like my ground chuck in bulk. Okay, I'll get the 5-pound chub and, divide it up. I bought one, this was a couple of weeks ago, $25 for a 5-pound. That's $5 a pound for ground meat.
Yeah.
I was like...
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I was going I'm trying to remember. It was like a couple of weeks ago, I just had this weird, craving for roast. I was going to go buy a tender roast, and I'm like, oh, no.
I know, right? It's insane.
It's like $17, something ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, my gosh, no.
Yeah, it's just all over. Now that they've recalled onions and what else? A bunch of other stuff because of the listeria.
Well, I went to my local, there's a lot of local farmers and stuff that sell stuff. I go to them for stuff because I'm not getting stuff recalled on me again. Like, well, Evan had actually gotten sick off the dang lettuce. That lettuce recall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, got that before too. So.
Oh God, I hope that isn't what he's got. That Listeria.
No, I don't think so, because they had already checked for stuff. But yeah, it was like but that was last month. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He was just getting ready to take a trip. He's like, "Oh, my stomach," and I was just, and all of a sudden there's this recall, and I'm looking, I'm like, "Wait a minute, that's what we have." I looked, yeah, and the numbers right there on the back.
Oh God.
I'm like, "Are you freaking kidding me?"
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah, and we have a little Bergman's is what they call it, Bergman's Market, and I get a lot of like fruit there and stuff. So it's crazy though. It's ridiculous.
It is.
I don't get it. Pepperoni shortage. Yeah, my ass pepperoni shortage. Come on.
Like of all things, it's like in pepperoni. Is that even meat?
I'm just like, what? Since when?
Like that sliced up spicy bologna?
Yeah. I'm just
so is there a bologna shortage?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't either. I am just like, I just shook my head and was like, yeah, right, okay. You just want to charge more for your pizzas. I don't know. I don't
get it either. It's just
the stupidest stuff. I know.
It's like, okay, now I gotta look this up.
Yeah, not like there's a run on pepperoni all the time. Come on.
I want to see what their reasoning is.
Yeah, if you find it, let me know, because I haven't looked it up either.
I've heard about it, but I'm
just like, what? What the hell? God, it's like, now what?
Pepperoni shortage strikes small pizza places across the U.S.
Yeah. Oh no!
I'm reading. This is from right now. I'm going to quote People magazine. It's online. So there's a pepperoni shortage affecting pizza joints, and it's from August 17th, 2020. It says, pepperoni lovers, it might be time to start experimenting with different pizza toppings, unfortunately. It says the latest food shortage to strike during the coronavirus pandemic is affecting small pizza shops around the U.S. So only small pizza shops.
Oh, okay.
I guess the big ones get pepperoni and not the small ones.
Okay.
So this sounds to me like an attempt to kill the mom and pop stores.
Yeah.
Maybe. It says restaurants have been experiencing higher prices from pepperoni suppliers, and in some cases the cost has risen nearly doubled.
That's not a shortage, that's called price gouging.
Yeah, not only are the prices increasing, but the demand for pepperoni has been highly outweighing the supply. Other than meat products like ground beef, we're experiencing similar shortages earlier this year, but all are recovering aside from pepperoni. There are reportedly two main reasons for the current pepperoni shortage. First, pork processing plants have had to reduce worker numbers to adhere to local social distancing guidelines, making it more difficult to produce the meat in timely fashion. Second, the demand for pizza has risen significantly during the pandemic, so people are ordering in more. So far, the shortage has mainly been affecting smaller pizza shops because they can't buy in bulk. Larger chains like Domino's are often locked into pre-negotiated long-term contracts. Prices can't change according to the outlet. Demand for pizza and delivery food options skyrocketed in March when everybody was in.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why there is a pizza shortage according to them.
Okay. Whatever.
So basically, the mom and pop stores are struggling because they couldn't get these big fancy contracts.
Yeah, and that's not right. That's totally. I'm sorry. There's no excuse for it.
That's just not. Who cares, anyways? Buy sausage.
Yeah.
Or cheese. Just have a cheese pizza.
Yeah, double cheese. Onion. I like double cheese, onion, and sausage.
Ham on it, whatever.
Yeah. Cheese.
So that's a good question, though. If these pork plants are the reason for this, is there a ham shortage?
No.
Is there a pork roast shortage or anything like that? So it's just how is it just the pepperoni?
It's just the pepperoni.
Pork plants.
I don't know.
I smell some BS somewhere here.
You think? It's because they can't get higher prices from the chain stores, so they're going to gouge the mom and pop stores, which is bull.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, because that's what I'm asking. It's like, so it's just because is ham not a pork product?
Last I heard.
Pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
And then you have your pulled pork, for sandwiches and things like that. I'm pretty sure that's pork.
I don't think bacon shortage.
Yeah. Is there a bacon shortage? I have not heard about this.
No, me either.
So, yeah, this is some BS. Yeah. This is just some price gouging bull crap, and these people need to answer for it.
Yep, absolutely. Totally agree. That's why I was like, what? No way. Yeah, I agree. I think it's a price gouging thing that can't get any higher prices.
You've got the Planet B period O period B period stamp of crap.
Yep. Ding! We ought to have that every other week.
Bull and that. Okay. So
we ought to do that every other week.
We should.
Every other week we'll have our crap thing. Yeah, there we go. We're going to do that.
Stamp. Yeah, because that's total bull.
Yeah,
that's just ridiculous.
Absolutely.
We know what you're doing.
Yes, we know, and you know we know, and we know you know because we know what you're doing. Yes.
Everybody knows.
Yes. Now they do.
I think we're getting delirious. It's time to get off here now.
Yeah.
All right.
My pain pills are kicking in.
Just keep prepared, and again, keep a separate space for your kids if you're going to, educate them at home. Make sure that their education space does not go into their personal space, or try not to. Try to keep them separate so that way they don't feel like they're being overwhelmed and
there you go.
Just, drowned out with everything. So do that, and make sure you're prepared for school regulations if they are going to school. Make sure you have the masks, whatever they need, their lists. If you need help with the list, check your local organizations. Make sure your e-kits are up to date with the new stuff that's going on.
Yep.
Whether you like it or not, it's out there, and if you have to end up in a public shelter, you will have to have these things.
Yes, look at those, look at that, what happened, that derecho winds. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was crazy stuff. It's like a tornado, but it's not.
Yeah, where it's like the straight line winds.
Yeah. They were 112 miles an hour.
I've seen winds like that,
yes.
Like when it's like downdrafts and stuff like that. I've seen them take off roofs.
Yeah,
I've seen them destroy buildings.
Yeah, that's what happened. And so they found, no power, no anything. So, they're finding themselves in the position of the sheltering things. Mm-hmm. And so there you go. It can happen anytime. And we're just reaching. To
anybody.
Yeah. It is, hurricane season, tornadoes, whatever. Just, be prepared. Absolutely. So.
And still support your mom and pop pizza shops.
Yes.
Even if you can't get pepperoni, if it's more expensive, order some other kind of meat, order veggie, whatever you have to do. Even if you have to pay a little extra for their pepperoni, because they're getting drowned out by these big companies, and it's not right.
No, absolutely not. Fight back, guys. Order your pizza today.
Yes.
So there you go. Absolutely. And we'll have our crap every other week, our crap thing.
Yep, and then the crap stamp goes to the pepperoni shortage.
Yes.
Because it's crap, because they're saying it's only they're blaming it on pork plants, but the ham and everything else, there's not a shortage of that, it's just the pepperoni.
Right. And apparently
the pepperoni machine break down.
Apparently the big chains are still getting it, no problem.
Yeah, so it's crap. It's an attempt to push out the mom and pop pizza shop. That's what it is.
Yep. So get out there.
Do it.
Yes.
For your local ones.
There you go. Okay. That wraps it up for tonight. Again, you can catch us on YouTube
it's KBLP LLC 4 on YouTube.
There you go.
And we're at KBLP LLC on Facebook, and
Yes.
they're also at Planet B period O period B period on Facebook. Make sure you put those periods because you'll end up with some kind of pot farm. I mean, if that's your thing, you might want to.
Yeah.
And just a couple survival sites, Survival Wolves on Facebook.
Yes.
Go there, check it out. A lot of good information. N8V Survivalist, which is native, but just N8V Survivalist on Facebook. You won't see anything about the virus there. There is some good information on just basic survival and lots of plant stuff. So go check it out.
There you go. Got y'all up to date there. Okay, and we'll see you in 2 weeks, everybody. Have a great week. Stay safe, stay healthy.
I think Monday's over.
Okay.
Woo.
Oh, yeah. You thank God. Okay, guys. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one.